know and your course so during the weekend. And you see the footballing calendar, no, especially at the European club side, no, definitely football as a whole in under the calendar because there is the FIFA Club World Cup. I die any man on the clubs for no makodia to so mokakusi account. So this is the European standard now, and only the other clubs side the team and it counts the various competitions that we have in Europe. Any the obi apiso hu bia no hu amana kwa akusi. But there are a lot of things that came out of now Saturday game the more interesting see betimi edi hu nkomo. There is enough to speak about, especially when it comes to baby Paris Saint-Germain free any pempenso about bedru any whatever they were craving for mon setimiaka. They did not only win the UEFA Champions League, but in this particular instance, they've made sure so much with other trophies are all combined here. In football, there are few teams in the the treble. Now they've also written their name in that particular history books. Then there is Luis Enrique, so I bet me didn't home come up the quality of football I heard on Saturday. And fancy, when you look at the kind of football Paris Saint-Germain boy now, I think this is one of the never say the most one-sided final I've ever watched. Say yes, final pie one-sided panel. Game we see pani betting can was him. And when in the final and young fan say one opponent Ashe more goals there to the other side no because you Barcelona AC Milan very similar share Barcelona by 4 goals to 0. You've seen Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid 4 goals to 1. You Real Madrid against Juventus and also 4 goals to 1. Then you come and witness this at 5 goals to 0. I think say this particular performance a 5-star performance from Paris Saint-Germain, and I don't know more train chair no more superstars. I don't be red team to be project no more team a galaxy of this team have actually brought it up and no more team monaso. But young confirm you be a person medium more then we discuss a little bit of transfers. The other kind desire do. And I think, sir, Akodano, during the season, there has been on and off in some games. Well, I heard the French league, Nekakana, so near the Jitimishas League, Nepa, only player were consistent due to the fact that there are certain games called non-starting farmer. Brady Bacola, and starting games, Edema Paris Saint-Germain. But definitely, this is how you announce yourself to the global stage, at the global stage to we are seeing also Obian Helnwaba. Because Paris Saint-Germain. And maybe a David Beckham did buy. There was Ronaldinho in this particular setup. There has been Neymar in this team. There has been Messi in this particular team. There has been Kylian Mbappe in this particular team. But fancy, none of them. And Etimie do this stage, Etimie taking the game upon himself. Same me decided a certain final the Paris Saint-Germain. I'm on team the Asian European trophy. The last time they went to the final, Kingsley Coman is still in the show. Abra Bayern share PSG by 1 goal to no the trophy in the SC Monaso. Neymar omo won and Pania and Bibia Hodo, but we game no went me and fambo. But Akoda way enya the first start in the UEFA Champions League final. Fancy Shekwanya or the Inter Milan boys in the Faso. And his adaptation is becoming something else because he is known to be a dribbler. But at the Champions League level now, or they are quite a different stage of being a goal scorer and a creator. On a stage where I'm not obeying Naso. Because you catch your son can one day be decided to find and one and keep boni din.
We have a Dembele.
We Dembele free on my yen never bought Kivicha Kraskele. Yeah. Asakra never bought Vitinha Mudin. But this was a kid who announced himself at the global stage. Me concern Pani say what next? Because we've seen a lot of beautiful stories in football. Adia wa brabomni say not all beautiful stories. And they want a beautiful ending. There are a lot of beautiful stories Tembia no na hyase no utia na yode. But ewiye no ebako wiase no na asechere ne tie say anasa kwako wie say. By looking at what he did, I'm really looking forward. Say he's not going to be another player where we'll tell a different story in the near future. Say Akoda will share go assist in the final. But then Moshe baby on them. He's a family football from Kwani. They were for ball. We are currently crab Strasbourg. And I know that PSG in Strasbourg crano. We saw someone in Nuano. No more dean common here. They won't change. So he comes from a footballing family, and we expect him to do well. Obey us wa onye. na onye ni ye. And I'm hoping said this wouldn't be the end per his quality and idea was showcasing, but it will go in the long run and give him whatever that he deserves. Okay? Football always has a way of coming back to make sure so respect be a will lose you can be able to earn it. The number 2 person I was trying to talk about is Luis Enrique. We can speak a lot about the story of Onene Babania can be Brenham and Etrem. But I think say Adebakwa manage the money pa the fact say fancy. Papa way ebe lose a certain respect among other European coaches. I'll be a quadri treble 2014-2015 with Barcelona. There was some respect in the world kakra. But do not him say, oh, we didn't pass here sideways. We did a born a boring do. We did a hand star in city corner. And your man said, I'm going in famano. Yeah. Better crown a Jumano crowd with me. I'm also before a Juma Calancelotti by one Timian. Thomas Tico before Jumano went to me. Mauricio Pochettino be fed man went to me anye. Adwuma yakofa Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, omunyina boy ni mudema na adwuma na ntimi anye yi. Enya say anye ye say PSG were not successful. But anye ye to a certain extent say per the amount of money PSG invest wo project mu no. Who expect say season after season in League 1 pe and also mutimeje. But in terms of European competitions and other major competitions be on ma omude omo ho bajim no mutimeje dodo na ade asiwo. So in the league they were doing so well, but in Europe there was a huge problem, and that is what he was brought in for. I had a season when Uncle J Coupe de France, Trophy de Champions, no, I'm not G League now. You can say normal because PSG always does this season after season, and other coaches are back. Christophe Galtier, but the extra mile will always be that particular thin line of Paris Saint-Germain crossing their borders to make sure they will stamp their authority on a competition like the Champions League. Now on Saturday, me explain and you want me say the reason why winning this particular trophy means a lot, and a bit me make Luis Enrique immortal in the history books of Paris Saint-Germain. Now, fancy a nika na ya wahwa say ono anasadi we have fan so e de aba. This Olympic myself for me so meet me PB. Because Paris Saint-Germain are new Champions League ni kwa omaji treble. Not to me. Odi eno to nchen ha. Mo di katafona tema.
The kai crash or buy na okay so no PSG bobo ni na yet ombe 0-0 their league games na go ne ma amanfo sopano na momu nshegu na den even in the Champions League crown so here playoff and some or the advance their back.
And the turning point was just a little thing. And I'm happy for him, say, Wontumi achieve some particular results away from the Champions League, which the season let's see. Yet one man M.Akomeah Ousmane Dembele, UEFA best player. Desire Doué,
young
player of the tournament. This can go as far as so far as UEFA you as the best player, and the probability say you be the UEFA best player and ankasa na UEFA awards no osoro. Osoro. And maybe you as best a striker, best playmaker, and your money in also than chain. But I strongly believe, sir, there are different things that other players did in the competition, which actually should have put them ahead of Ousmane Dembele. To be very honest, when you're Rafinha, why 13 assists, 13 goals, 8 assists, 21 goal involvement in the Champions League, but. You see, you expect Senki be the corner and as the best player of the competition. Then there is Yamal. A splendid performance in most big games in the UEFA Champions League. I will expect Senkasa award and the Kemfanya Day. But this goes a long way to tell you one thing about football. Fancy. No matter what you do during a season. So real season, that's one area. Football doesn't remember people almost also second and third.
Numbers be man.
Football will always remember you for the kind of trophies you won. You see, you need to be also. There were certain things that we are talking about the Champions League in particular. Fancy, I'm here to see Obi Ayeyin as the best player of the Champions League. I've been on the Champions League,
Okay.
Maybe we have some. I'll be to Makaime. But maybe I'm here to see. You can check and also help me out.
Your
Champions League season every
year.
Best player of the Champions League. And you'll be a one and you're trophy. fancy what am I say? Mimi dear, Mimi to me say pen numbers ne kuta Rafinha. Any Yamano. To be very honest with you. Because Rafinha now coming close to even Cristiano Ronaldo record and all Champions League. Now Yama age in any idea na koda na awo de ne da ho masa da ho mo mu ne da ho
we effect or Ballon d'Or so. You
see the Ballon d'Or me di ka say fancy the real idea be determine the Ballon d'Or ne nyoma mienu next. Champions League ne ama Dembele almost be not to be 70% CC. Because he did not only win the Champions League, he has won the treble. I think we are underrating how people treble no je dion.
The last player J treble no so anjo.
What I say? Treble no je ding. Je ding. But the determinant
when we need after the season.
Oh, that we were winning after so Spain Euros no. Spain Euros we na Rodri Beji.
Season now. Ellen Halam treble.
Yes.
Messi na
yes. But the you see the reason why on say only 2 players and Mike on betimi akose a particular havoc. So what the treble kra na e betimi abeji Ballon d'Or free nsem. Messi ni Cristiano Ronaldo. Fancy enye bibia nti no mumienu ne ba baji o on say ade na voting na ye no sankofo ni mienu o ma establish yourself as household names
more public appeal no
more public appeal la omo no madwuma no mo hia pia bebrebe just perform on the pitch with one competition because here na Messi eje Ballon d'Or no ade ba ko e dey consider Messi pa was the World Cup.
Yes,
let's not forget. Say a World Cup ne pan they play massive role at the man Messi, and that is one of the best World Cups I've ever seen Lionel Messi play.
Yeah, man of the match. I was almost
every single game. And then I so to me say World Cup no na the godfather of every single tournament we are CBA. Meboa. Me no baby amesaka say edini sa boa na ye sa ye be go back to 2010. So be kaya 2010 na Schneider Eddie in time land J treble no. Sa World Cup na e boy na Messi mo amohwe. Argentina crampo Diego Armando Maradona they did not reach anywhere. But be you see, there's a public appeal for these players. So the other players, by example, I will never ever agree with you because the public appeal of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo goes beyond reasonable doubt.
Okay.
I'm going to be big to eating. I will be correct. I say, and yesterday somebody told me say, "What a moment Messi in a club World Cup and Nanki Rani." And Nipano, because Abia a grown no deal. But I'm telling you for a fact. Obetima kwakwaje ebia Messi on Joe Babos wa full podium.
Central for a tour ban.
And central for a tour because Oko Bahamas. Now ko Bahrain. Now ko Kosovo. Ono tour bana. What did ni Messi ni Ronaldo no? E woni 3 months ni here say Messi aje bibi. But I feel that the current generation of FIFA Ballon d'Or voters no. And you will have to play in your part. It all boils down to in within a twinkle of an eye there as award ne bema me Rodri at the Euros na the Ballon d'Or. Messi mu no mo de a certain pedigree bi o ma set am mo ne standard ni PL bi o mo da I build the foundation it omu ya performance kakra bi but this current ones near to aba no some many about Champions League na wo but make sure so within the next 2 months the Nations League ne Club World Cup ne betima se sabi bia.
Yeah, I say after the Champions League ne sanke we season in area.
Any area
and kanonko. But ye the new format of the Club World Championship.
That is it.
And the Nations League
and the Nations League is also there.
Yeah.
Because Rodri I don't know but yeah because the Champions League na board and you na best player na Vinicius Junior. Me, I'm saying for a fact, say, Kyrie na man ke to abano. Amanka Euros be any one maka Vinicius Junior will be the Ballon d'Or winner.
Okay, international Euros now no the ha.
But Euros no, I didn't Rodri be here wo Euros no. Or dani nyoma bebre. That time now so mo ko ball Copa America.
Yeah.
Vinicius mo ko hwe poto o mo ntimi amo. Ana Rodri na nkasa so na the did that so am for 3 after. Treble season no mo ye dey. Iti Euros ni pia ne kakra bi say oh club side kwampo watimi ade treble yan farmer no and the national team na push ni say oh ya complete football.
So me say Mike can be Club World Cup no so Basanka.
Basanka. But bibi aso betimi asesa with the Nations League.
So Rafinha J no to say Lamine Yamal edge the Nations.
They say Rafinha trouble or Ballon d'Or in Pani say ono a Nations League.
Ono so more club.
Ono so more Club World Cup. But Yamal an opportunity with the Nations League. The same thing no opportunity with Dembele so opportunity. I was an Nations League no. And at the same time this Paris Saint-Germain team ne ball no more bono fancy. The Club World Cup no some of the performances wey na ba almost bet ma be hardwin. It is 2 tournaments.
And some Super Cup no.
Also Super Cup crowd and then shut down major it's a major trophy though. But also the determinant factors of how people are going to vote for you in the Ballon d'Or now. UEFA Super Cup no wouldn't come in. But Club World Cup no 32. I was telling somebody say FIFA invested millions and millions of dollars. I hype this particular competition. It will definitely play a role in how people will vote. And about PR and so baby I do man say ya din. Eh ya man ko fo bi ni say no Ballon d'Or na ho am na eye.
France for now.
And you no stadium no mo to nyum Osman Dembele Ballon d'Or. And you want na to nyum no ho.
Say as a Paul Fia oye.
What I say, Mbappe, we because what then Mbappe did not even win the champion. What diminished the French League? When the season even won the World Cup in 2018, no crano. One because Ronaldo ni Messi, no one ever set the difference. But you see, the M1B to a certain extent, say Dembele has made a case for himself due to the treble now, waje, and then the numbers are what M.Akomeah.
Okay.
But fancy, more or less, the Club World Cup and the Nations League, also a legs kakrebi on ma. And you should be to me a pushy. Make a Barcelona a Club World Cup. For now, the
top 3.
The top 3, the assistants currently the Dembele, then Yamal, then Rafinha as the top 3 assistants. Kylian Mbappe will be like 4th. Because only an outsider in this particular discussion.
Salah
also be, but these people are outsiders due to the Club World Cup and the Nations League now a dominant. Because Salah there me yapa, there me yapa say if the Nations League and I be saying be non because omo de in a to about in pimpima say journalists na dominant recency bias. That is the right word that what you see. But Florent Vett on 150 million da.
Why?
Florent Vett on your 150 million player.
Been a ton of the Osini
on your 150 million player.
That's the price.
On your 150 million player.
Mateus Cunha is 62
on your 150 million.
Cunha, Odu 62 million.